how have you seen these types of things just work out in your own family?
Well, I will tell you, I know you mentioned, you can keep doing your thing, but I will tell you the
Mhm.
first year I homeschooled, and we started homeschooling, I think my oldest was in 5th grade. So we had done the
Mm.
private school for a while, and then we homeschooled. Um, One of the best pieces of advice, this is from my friend, had kids same age. She had been homeschooling since kindergarten. She's like, Carrie, we take off the month of December between Thanksgiving. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm a type A person. Is this really going to work? You know what? I followed her advice. We
Hmm.
did not quit homeschooling. We just quit our normal academics. Did my kids forget by January? Not really, but if
Mm.
there was something I felt like they needed to continue, multiplication facts or whatever, we could
Mhm.
continue that. But we continued to read every day, so that meant we could keep the reading going. They were still
Right.
reading on their own. They were writing letters for Christmas time.
Mm.
They were
Mhm.
cooking. They were doing all sorts of things. And so whatever we did during those time between Thanksgiving and Christmas, it
Mhm.
still had academic purpose, but it
Right.
was not necessarily our textbooks or our whatever we were
Mm.
curriculum that we were working through. And did
Right.
my kids get behind? Not really, because I'm sort of like, you just keep going and then you just pick
Mhm.
up where you are. And anyway, we so we did a lot of things like that. I will share
Hmm.
one of my favorite things, and we just
Yeah.
happened upon it, but my children will probably say it is their favorite memory of
Mm.
Christmas or Advent tradition. And the reason I want to is it is an others focused activity. We live in a
Mm.
society where it's all entitlement. Me, let me
Yeah.
make my Christmas list, that kind of thing.
Mhm. Yeah.
And we wanted to do something, and we were a family that would give. I mean, we would find a family for Thanksgiving and Christmas and take them food and all that kind of stuff.
Mhm.
This is just a little bit twist on that. What we would do is we would pick a family that was on the mission field, international mission field,
Yeah.
and
Hmm.
usually it was someone the kids had either heard of them, we were praying for them, or they actually knew their children as well
Mm.
from them
Mhm.
coming home. And what we would do is in November and first week of December, my kids would sell pumpkin bread loaves and chocolate chip cookies and
Hmm.
bake them and take them. They would take the orders, they would sell them, and then they'd
Mm.
have to come back and then do all the math to figure out how much money did they spend on everything. How
Mm.
much, what do these kids want? Okay, we're going to have to store and budget that and figure that out,
Yeah.
but we have to be able to ship it overseas. And so
Ah,
there was a
yes.
lot of math going on. There was the baking.
Mhm.
If I wanted to talk about physical and chemical changes, we could do that. But
Right.
they all will say that was one of their favorite I think their heart just felt so good. And
Mm.
one year we bought dress up clothes for these little girls. Another year we bought board
Oh.
games. Another year, which was really early in the computer life, is
Mm.
we bought some on like computerized games. This is before
Okay.
online games
Mhm.
and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So it just whatever that family was
Hmm.
not able to provide for themselves, we were able to go and buy something like that. And
Oh.
the reason I say this is favorite, my middle daughter Gentry does not like pumpkin bread at all. Now, everyone else lives with the pumpkin bread, but she does not
Oh.
like it. And her job right before she had children was working at a nonprofit. And one December, they had to bring something that represented a family tradition for them. And she told me,
Hmm.
Mom, I just kept thinking and thinking. I just was like, what can I take that's not pumpkin bread? Because I don't like pumpkin bread. But she said that was the thing that made the biggest impact on her, so she went through and the bread
Mm.
for, that day. So that's
Wow.
one of our favorite activities to sorta, and we
Mhm.
just sorta tied school into things like that. And there are other
Right.
things we did is I mean, I could just go on and on about it. We did study in history, we would study Saint Nicholas,
Mm.
Saint
Mhm.
Boniface, Saint Lucia, and Gentry, I guess I'll pick on her again. She loved Saint Lucia and dressed up as Saint Lucia for probably 6 or 8 years. Again,
Wow.
one of the links I have for you, there's a link
Mhm.
to her blog post, and it has a picture of her with her little gown on and the candles
Mhm.
and the buns that she made. And for those of you that don't know, Saint Lucia is the patron saint of light. And so they
Mhm.
would celebrate, I think it's on the shortest day where there's not much light at all
Right, yeah.
outside. And
Mhm.
then so the Saint Lucia, I think it's the oldest daughter, but she
Hmm.
wanted to do it, so she would serve her brother and sister in bed these rolls that she had made, these Saint Lucia
Oh.
buns. So those are the kinds of things that we did. And you talk about
Mhm.
unit study, those are things you could actually do. Like you could do a
Right.
whole unit study on the different saints. And I'm not
Hmm.
talking, I'm not going to get into Protestant and Catholic and all of
Yeah.
that kind of stuff, but these are believers, true believers. Like St. Nicholas was a real person. He wasn't the
Right.
Coca-Cola. And he was like,
Mhm.
December 6th, and because I'm German, my kids still remember putting their shoes out, but
Oh, sh yes, and getting treats in them.
s
Uh-huh.
there is history to go behind that, so we could
Right.
spend some time looking at those kinds of things.